All right, this is more afterthoughts on the E3 events for the last 2 days. One, Nintendo. I think Nintendo did the right thing by not having a big, humongous press conference. And I know a lot of industry analysts and other people are like, oh, they should have had a big conference, blah. I don't think so because they was pretty intelligent about it, and they knew that this year was going to be more about the Xbox One and the Sony PS4, and they didn't really have anything other than software to show off. I know that's what E3 and Ubisoft done, but I think Nintendo was intelligent in the fact that they found a way of getting the news out there with the Nintendo Direct instead of having a big conference and some possibly failing and stuff like that. Nintendo's pretty intelligent when it comes to their own looks and the way they deliver the games to the people. That being said, I thought the Nintendo Direct was pretty good. I thought, there's a lot of good little announcements that everybody. Super Smash Brothers is coming next year. It's going to have Mega Man, the Villager, the Wii Fit chick. I don't know what the deal with that is, but heck, it's Smash Brothers. Anything's expected in that game. Donkey Kong, a new Donkey Kong Country is coming. The Super Mario World, the new Super Mario World looks fantastic. Mario as a cat seems like that's going to be pretty fun. Um, there was a few other games in there. The was it 101? The one about the I guess the spiritual successor to Beautiful Joe. That looks pretty good. Nintendo just Pikmin 3, bunch of other little games, a lot of DS games. I think the Animal Crossing New Leaf looks fantastic. I'd love to get that one. But Nintendo knows their audience. Nintendo knows their product. Whether anybody likes it or not, Nintendo is going to keep having Nintendo fans no matter what system they put out, no matter what they have. And Sony and Microsoft's got their own individual people, their own people that they cater to as well. You know, I am a Nintendo fanboy. I love Nintendo's products, and Nintendo makes great games. I know a lot of people out there bitch and complain because there isn't enough third-party support. But when you make stellar games and first-party apps, why do you care about? You don't buy a Nintendo to play Call of Duty. You don't buy a Nintendo to play just regular old games. You buy Nintendo to play Nintendo product. And Nintendo came out pretty good. They showed off the Nintendo products. Yeah, there was a couple of them that they didn't put out there, but I think that's for, they're saving it. Like the new Zelda for the Wii U. There's a new Zelda they're working on. They said they're really far along with it. But they've got really intelligent about it. Don't show all your cards at one time. Microsoft keeps goobering it up every time they come out, and anybody on the Microsoft team or anybody in the Microsoft company comes out and says anything about that stupid system they're coming out with, they mess up even more. I'm amazed that they're still opening their mouths with all the junk that keeps spewing out that makes sure that nobody wants their system at all. I know there's going to be people buy it. There always is. But let me tell you something. Sony hit the right notes. They've done a great job in presenting their product. They come out at $100 less than the Microsoft. But here's the reason. The Microsoft costs $100 more is because of that Connect bundle. The Connect itself would cost an extra $100. That's why it's extra $100. So people that's, they're looking at the value perspective. The Connect is part of that value bundle, and that's one of the reasons they're selling at the higher price point. Sony done the intelligent thing. Let's just bring out the game system and then let you buy the accessories if you want them. Sony obviously has been looking at the websites and listening to everybody's conversation about this long before Xbox keeps, before they announced the Xbox One or anything about it, because PlayStation, the guys there were developing the system for people, and they watched and made sure that, hey, this is not what we want to do. This is not the model of business we want to follow. So, And it's like yesterday. The reason I think the meeting took a little bit longer for them to come out and say anything at the Sony press conference, which wasn't, yeah. I think the reason they done that, or the day before yesterday, the reason they done that is so they could prepare themselves against whatever Microsoft come out with, which obviously they didn't have to prepare that much because people are still not sold on the Xbox. Xbox has a lot of great exclusives and stuff, but the more details I hear about some of these exclusives, the worse they become. Killer Instinct. I've been waiting for years for a good Killer Instinct game, and however, whatever they brought out, stupid. Oh, you can start with Jago. Ooh, wow, you get one character to play with, but you have to pay for all the rest of them. Really, it's a free-to-play game, but you got to buy the rest of the characters? Does that even make any sense to anybody out there other than for a monetary value? And plus, the game isn't unique looking as it was when it first come out. It now looks like Street Fighter 4. Okay, if I want to play Street Fighter, I've got it for my 360. I'll play it on it. Thank you very much. Microsoft, we're going to give away 2 free games if you're a gold member. They might as well just drop to their knees and say, please, please give us your money. Please, we'll do anything. What can we do? We're still going to release this crappy console. However, I don't think it's a crappy console because I do understand where they're going with the business model. I understand where they are looking. They're not looking at the next 2 years. They're looking at the next 10 years. They're looking at, the Steam box, Piston, whatever other downloadable consoles there are, which I think they need to just go ahead and get rid of the disc and have a humongous hard drive. If you're going to, just buy a computer. You can do the exact same thing, Steam account, all that with a computer. They're trying to capture the computer entertainment console gamers all in one bundle, but they forgot about the console gamer in this point, and Sony realizes that's their core audience. I read some comments about people saying, oh, well, Sony isn't going to have all these entertainment. Sony has the exact same entertainment options that you have with the Xbox. They've already said it. They did not focus on it on E3 because E3 is about gaming and not TV and not TV entertainment. All the same services will be available on the PS4. I don't understand why people didn't get that memo that they were at E3, which was about gaming. Yeah, Microsoft announced a bunch of games. However, they're still overly focused on the entertainment aspect of the system. While Sony realized at this conference it was all about the gaming and not the TV stuff. They said in their conference that they're going to have Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, all that other stuff is going to be readily available on their system. It's just not going to be a glorified TV box with some games attached to it. People, I'm telling you right now that maybe further down the road the Xbox might come out ahead. Maybe. I doubt it though. Sony and Nintendo have the gamers in mind. Sony and Nintendo are the systems I'm going to own. Microsoft, I supported you. Xbox, the original Xbox, I love the original Xbox. The Xbox 360, I'm not a big fan of. It's not the best system out there. In fact, I'm about to trade mine in and get me a PS3 because honestly, Sony looks to support all their consoles. Look, PS2 only quit making games for PS2 about 2 years ago. Oh my God. If they do that with PS3 while PS4 is running, you're going to have a massive library for the PS3, and PS3 is still going to be supported for another 6-7 years down the road. That's longevity in a console, and that is fantastic for something that you don't have to be online every 24 hours to play, and you don't have the camera watching you 24 hours a day, whatever you're doing, which I think is one of the big issues that most people are against the Xbox is because of that. I'm against it because of the all-time connectivity. I don't like playing my games online. I don't go to multiplayer games. You know, and yes, I know that the PS Plus or the PlayStation Plus membership is online. However, if you're an online gamer, you're not going to mind paying that money, less money than what you'd pay for the Xbox Gold membership to play online with all your buddies. I like the look of the controller. It's got triggers on it, which was one of my big concerns about getting a PS4, is because I like the controller of an Xbox. I like the triggers. I like the way the Xbox controller feels in your hand. It's amazing. And that was one of my big concerns about getting, just saying F off Xbox One, was because I do like their controller. But it looks like Sony has caught the idea of the trigger buttons on it. So I'm fine with getting me a PS4. And it's going to have some great games and great exclusives that you will not see on the Xbox. Yeah, Xbox is going to have Gears of War, Halo, and that's about it. If you go pound for pound, who's got more exclusives and better exclusives? God of War, Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank. Oh my God, there's lists and lists and lists of just PlayStation exclusive. And when they introduce their cloud service next year, I'm thinking that you're going to be able to play a lot of the old PlayStation and PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games on the cloud service. So that's going to bring a massive library to your console. While Xbox has got, Xbox Live Services has a bunch of games, and some of them are pretty good. I still don't think it's as great as the PlayStation library is. And the really good thing of it is now the PlayStation 3 is really coming to its own as far as a great system. More games are starting to be released. They say they got a lot more games in the pipeline for the PS3 alone. Not only PS3, but PS4 is coming as well. PS3 is going to be still a part of your household consoles. One of the problems that I do have, with a lot of people is they keep talking about backwards compatibility, this, backwards compatibility, that. It was great for the PlayStation 2. I love the backwards compatibility. That way, you free up console space for one console instead of two. However, I don't buy new consoles to play old games. I don't buy new consoles to play the previous generation's games on the console because it really doesn't affect very much. Yeah, the frame rate might be a little better. That's about it, though. I don't buy the 360 to play my Xbox games. That's why I got my Xbox 4. I don't plan on buying the PS4 to go buy a bunch of PS3 games for it. I plan on buying PS4 for PS4 games. I think Sony knocked it out of the park. Everybody that I've seen, everything I've read agrees that Sony knocked it out of the park. I think Nintendo was intelligent with the way they done their thing. They didn't have to have a big conference because people are going to follow Nintendo no matter what happens. They were intelligent. They got more stuff coming down the pipeline. Even Reggie said within a couple of months you're going to see a lot more news come out of Nintendo, and I think they knew their market. They followed their market. Sony come out, basically just smacked Xbox in the mouth. For every smack in the mouth of the fans and the gamers out there that Microsoft done, Sony just turned right around and smacked them right back for all of us. I appreciate that, and I think Sony is the big winner here. I think Nintendo won. If you go in order, I'll say Sony, then Nintendo, then Microsoft was somewhere completely in a different universe doing something stupid. I think EA come out pretty strong. I think Ubisoft come out a little strong. There's obviously more stuff going on there right now. Now mainly it's down to the booths and all the individual little things. No more big conferences, which is kind of weird because if you arrange something like that, you want to have not only like a good strong start like they did, but how about at the end of the conferences you have other big announcements that can wrap it up really strong so that everybody that's there feels like they want to be there. After the 4 big conferences, game trailers and Spike TV just kind of said, oh, okay, we're done with it. We ain't worried about it now. I know there's still some E3 coverage going on. Go out there, look at game trailers, GameSpot. There's still people, there doing the investigative reporting and all that. But yeah, Sony won, and they deserve to win. Until next time, good gaming to everybody out there.